So, we're talking about recovery from serious mental illness, but also recovery from Sandy and any other form of recovery in your life. So we were in the office talking about this, and then we got an email from Lori Bauman saying, I saw this movie Silver Linings Playbook, you have to see it. So I saw it. And for those of you who haven't seen it, excuse me, it's about a man who has bipolar disorder, who's released from a psychiatric institution and tries to put his life together. And it's upbeat, it's kind of funny, it's romantic. So I was thinking, what can I do with this? And I thought, you know what, everybody's got to have a silver lining. Like the guy in the movie has a silver lining, everyone has a silver lining. So I decided I'd ask everyone what their silver lining is. So I'm actually going to take a minute and be self-indulgent, and I'm going to tell you mine. So, you're all familiar with NAMI. I'm not going to go in, and you're all here for the same reason. I'm not going to go into the whole story of my life, but I'm going to focus more on my recovery. I got sick very young. The first time I had to be taken for a psych eval for suicidal ideation, I was only 8. So we thought it would be okay, and it wasn't okay. By 11, I was cutting. Then it became back to the psychiatrist. So the older I got, the diagnoses changed. It went from major depression to bipolar disorder and on. And I was able to keep it together because of my family. You know, I knew I had bipolar disorder, but I was never told I was sick. I was very lucky. My family supported me. I refused to say still that I'm disabled. My mom pushed me as if I were a normal kid. She never told me I couldn't or shouldn't or wouldn't do anything. So even though I live with mental illness, she just treated me as if I were fine. I mean, it wasn't easy for any of us, but she continued to treat me as if I weren't any different. And I'd like to say that maybe that's why I'm as functional as I am today. So we're going to fast track a bit. By the time I was 25, I was finally diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. And I realized that the voices I had heard all my life, I didn't have to hear. So I was relieved because I had a diagnosis, and I was paralyzed with fear. Because we all know what the general outcome is for people with schizophrenic spectrum disorders. So, microphone works now. So the doctor, and I asked the doctor, what's my prognosis? And she said to me, well, maybe you can keep working. Don't bother finishing school, and you're not going to have a family. So I left the office in tears. And I could only imagine what it did to my family. So I had 2 hospitalizations that followed in 6 months. And then I was deemed treatment resistant, which are the words no family wants to hear, because nobody knew what to do with me. But my mom didn't give up. She called people. She went everywhere. She had doctors on the phone until 1 in the morning trying to find things out. I don't know why the doctors stayed on the phone with her till 1 in the morning, because I wouldn't, but I was lucky. And she wouldn't take no for an answer, and I thank God for that. So she found my current psychiatrist, and it saved my life. After starting therapy and med management, I started getting better. I worked, I went back to college. I was leading a fairly normal life. And then I hit my head and had a concussion. And the concussion sparked a psychosis so severe that I had to leave work. So we thought it'd be a week or 2. Then it became a month or 2. Next thing I know, I was out of work for a year and on disability. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? But, nobody gave up. My doctor didn't give up on me. My mom didn't give up on me. And I kept going. So I started getting better. I went back to school. So I started taking part-time classes at college. Then I was doing okay, and my mom just looked at me one day and she's like, Kristen, I love you. Get off my couch. She's like, you're here every day, because I did online classes. She's like, you're not leaving the house. I know you can't work, but do something. Go volunteer. She's like, okay. So what did I think? I have mental illness. I like school. I like writing. What am I going to do? I'm going to volunteer at the animal shelter. Because I'm like, puppy dogs, yay. And I called, and I'm kind of lucky. They were like, no, we don't take volunteers. So I'm like, Mom can't volunteer, sorry. And Mom was like, no, that's not going to happen. So she goes, what about that NAMI? It's like, okay. So I sent an email to Aruna. Ironically, it was actually almost a year ago to the day that I sent an email to Aruna. And I was like, hi, I'm interested in volunteering. And I get an email right back that goes, oh, hi, we're having an event for our kickoff luncheon in 2 days in Ocean County, and you live in Ocean County. Can you come help set up tomorrow? I was like, what kind of place is this? So I went.
I'm an opportunist.
So, like I said, that actually makes today technically my 1-year anniversary of being with NAMI. And as I'm sure those of you who have known me through the last year can attest, I'm a different person now than I was a year ago. A year ago I was still depressed, I was withdrawn. I never would have come up and talked to any of you. I wouldn't have even said hi to you. I would have been like, you know, I was socially awkward. I did everything that I should have been. And then it went from helping set up with the kickoff luncheon, where I went, okay, I'm putting maracas on a table, great. To Aruna going, okay, come to the walk planning meetings. To, oh, well, can you help out with this? Can you help out with that? And then after the walk's over, she goes, can you come to the office and meet with Sylvia and me and bring your resume? Now me, I'm a bright girl. I went, okay. It didn't click that it was an interview. I had no clue why I was going to the office with my resume. I was like, oh, maybe they just want to see what I've done, okay. So I sat down and it's an interview and I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. So, you know, my interview turned into an internship, and I've grown with the internship. And NAMI has helped me grow. And it's helped me in my recovery a lot. I never would have been able to do this a year ago. 5 years ago, forget it. So, NAMI's let me go back to come here, tell my story, get back into the working environment, and NAMI's given me a second family. We talk about how recovery is important and families are important in recovery. I have my mom, I have my dad, and I have my NAMI family. Actually, I'm lucky because I have 3 families. I have my NAMI Ocean family, and I have my NAMI New Jersey family. And so, I mean, I don't know where I'd be if it weren't for NAMI. Like I said, I went from total psychosis and not knowing anything to being 1 week away from finishing my bachelor's degree. Finally, 12 years, I didn't think I'd do it. And making plans for grad school, making plans for life, getting married again. I have a life because of NAMI. So, am I going to tell you I'm completely recovered? No. We all know that there's no cure. But I think I'm doing okay. And I have to say, most importantly, I feel normal. I don't feel that I'm treated differently. I don't feel anything else. And I credit that to NAMI and my family. So now that I've spoken a lot, we're going to have a couple people come up and tell their silver lining. But first, I'm actually going to ask my mom to come up and tell you guys her silver lining. This is my mom, Sally Howe.
You don't need it? I don't think I need that. I used to teach. Hi. Can everybody hear me? I'm sure you can. My name is Sally Howe. I am Kristen's mom. I have a lot of gray hair. A lot. I want to thank NAMI for helping with Kristen's recovery and for getting her the heck out of my house. So thank you very much, NAMI Ocean, NAMI New Jersey. You can now take her as the tax dependent. I'm going to tell you the real couch story. There was a couch. Kristen was on it a lot. She would have you believe that this was born of my finer maternal nurturing instincts. Anyone who knows me knows that is not true. I was frustrated. I was angry. I yelled a lot. And she was sitting there, one day of many, bemoaning the fact that she couldn't do this, she couldn't do that. There were voices, her head hurt, and I'm like, stop. Talk to the hand, woman. I don't care. It does not give you a free pass in life. You still have to earn your way. I know you're med compliant, great. I know you're going to the doctor, great. I'm not demeaning that, but you're not doing everything you can to help yourself. And when you help yourself, I will continue to help you. But if you don't, I am not going to. And of course you're feeling bad and depressed because you're sitting on the couch in your pajamas watching daytime television. I can think of nothing more depressing. It's depressing me to watch. And I'm not a depressed person. So I'm telling you, get your bleepin' bleep off my bleepin' couch and go do something. I understand you can't work. Volunteer. Clean up the community park. Pick trash up off the road. Help old ladies across the street. Do something that gets your mind off your problems. So she did. She found NAMI. I don't think I suggested it. She found it.
She suggested it.
And I can tell you in the years since then, she has focused not on herself, but on others. And in doing that, she has accepted her illness. Its limitations, but she does not allow it to limit her, because we all have limitations. So yeah, she says, I can't do this, but it used to stop at that. Now she says, yeah, I can't ride horses anymore, but I can teach others how to ride, or I can learn to drive a horse and a car. So she has taken it, and she no longer allows the illness to define or limit her. And beyond that, she has found that this is what she wants to do with her life. And I think that is remarkable, because I am a lot older, and I still don't know what it is I want to be when I grow up.